Let's do it. It's another one. Like, share, subscribe, make a comment. Real talk. I don't want this just to be no, oh, I'm putting it out, I know everything. Actually engage. Say whatever you want. Say something that don't got to do with the video. Say a new idea. Just tap in. We rocking. We rolling like that. I'm going to go right in. We got Mike Beasley calling out John Morant and his dad. Now, I know John Morant had a few incidents. He got suspended for the weapon on live, and it was something else. Altercations and different things, and a couple injuries. So the last few years have been a little challenging after a great start. You gotta think, he came bursting out the scene out of Murray State, I believe is his school, right? I didn't really even know who he was. Then all of a sudden, he's playing like a video game player in the mid-majors and the NCAA tournament. I'm like, wow, who is this kid? But I still never really paid attention to him. Then fast forward to the NBA, he's like, I don't know if he was rookie of the year, but he was playing like rookie of the year. Then he's all NBA all of a sudden in his young 20s, and he just burst on the scene with an amazing player, superstar, great, talented type player. Okay, but all of that happened in like a 2-3 year span. I think a lot of people aren't realizing how fast life can come at you. Like, the normal place of everyday society never moves at the speed that your life might move in these guys' position. You gotta think how you go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. You be in college 4 years. Now people staying in college today 26, 28. Just stay there. Just make college a lifetime situation. Maybe you're gonna get a more smarter society, but if you gonna let grown men play with kids, it's just the craziest thing. Like, would you want to be a 15-year-old in second grade? Like, what rhetoric are we doing right now? If I could ring, just think about me being 6'8", me being 200 pounds. Just think about me in high school being 19, 20, still at my high school. Sophomore year in college, I'm still at my high school. It would have been child abuse. They would have called CPS on me, no cap. They were like, yo, you got to get this guy out of here. He can't be around kids no more. He's too ridiculous. It's too out of here. Come on, you got to go. Take him to jail. Or, nah, I ain't do nothing. I ain't killed nobody, so they probably would have said, you got to send him to college. You got to get this guy up out of here. It's too much. He overgrown the playpen. So with that being said, if you look at how long people staying in college now, and you got 5th year, 6th year, 7th year seniors, super senior. When I was coming up, super senior was crazy. Now I remember, I ain't gonna put a name to this face, but Glenn Cove, no, this is a real talented person. Got a lot of talent, but I remember, I think he might have been a super. My dad was saying it because somebody was talking to us and was like, yeah, he did this year, then he did a year, then they did another year. So then my dad like, oh, no, I'm lying. It wasn't that guy. That's another guy. He did something too. But this guy was another guy in the neighborhood that make money, fly guy, now to dress nice. His older brother, a cool guy too. Both of them was getting money around this time. But the younger brother was older than me, but one of my older homies, one of the bros, one of the older bros, big bros, like shout out Perm, this was him. So he was chopping up with my dad on the block one day, and on my street one day on Cole Street, and somehow, some way in the midst of all of this, he tells my dad, I guess what year eligibility he had in high school, or how many years he was in high school. I think I came from my prep school, so I think I was on break. I was about 9th grade. He was in 12, 13, 14. That was the point. So then when he broke it down, my dad like, oh, you a super senior. Oh, you a super senior. So that situation there looked crazy to me and my pops. Fast forward, people 25 still balling at USC, looking good, finger rolling. I'm like, yeah, you gonna play at an all-time high when you 75 in college. Well, nah, I ain't gonna say that because then you would need Social Security. But, the point I'm making is that John Morant had to go from being a college kid to a $200 million max contract player. So what does that entail? That you have to improve your focus. You have to improve your mindset. But everything's happening so fast. There's so many moving variables, and you're getting better. You're growing every day. You got to think. You went from being a kid to having millions and millions of kids looking up to you, but you still in your development. So that's why it comes in about his father. And this is why I wanted to make this video. I don't agree with people saying that his father is a bad dad. I don't really know where that's coming from. It doesn't make sense where that's coming from. John Morant, father, is a great dad. Shout out to T. Morant. He was a barber. I heard he was rocking out in the barber shop, giving heads and fades. You know what I mean? He keeping the neighborhood looking good. How is that a bad influence? That's a great guy to be around. From what I remember, from what I just seen, on some stuff, that he was the one who trained John Morant and had him working with the Tigers and doing conditioning in the summertime and getting this intensity training up and getting them fast twitch fibers really activated. That's the guy. That's the guy who delivered us the baby. How we gonna get mad at the doctor who delivered us the baby? Now, granted, these boys definitely need to do some maturing and adjustments, but by no way should people of the black community especially be calling that man a bad dad. He's a great dad. You know why? Because Mike Beasley, if you had him as a dad, you would have did more than what you did. Because you played with me at the end of your career. You was in Puerto Rico with me. You a max level talented player. You got Rich Paul saying you one of the most talented basketball players all the time, but you in Puerto Rico with me. Trying to get not even carne asada, but pollo guisado, those con habichuelas, my favorite meal. Like the stewed chicken with the potato. Oh man, you talking about slamming, hamming, 100 gramming. So Beasley, if you had him as a father, you would have been a much better product in Miami. You would have did more with your career. Right now, John Morant's career is better than your career. So for you to attack a man who's doing better than you, let's be a little easy on that. Now, that don't mean that you still don't need to improve. Yeah, for sure, they got some adjustments to make. I don't think his father wanted him to upload weapons onto the internet. I don't think his father was teaching him to upload weapons on the internet. I don't even see our team around under so much heat because he enjoying the fruits of their labor. They stayed down for years. They enjoying the spotlight and they playing well. Why is he a bad dad for that? He wasn't no drug dealer. He wasn't no pimp. He didn't influence John Morant to do bad things growing up. So how you get your son through college, get him to the draft, get him to $200 million level, get him to with a signature shoe, and all of a sudden you just the worst dad in the world? Nah, I'm not agreeing with that, man. That's society. Like, everybody ain't the same vision of a father. This ain't, I don't even know. Y'all don't even know them. I was about to say Dick Tracy. That's an old school detective, but that won't even be relevant to this generation. But this is not, what's the Leave It to Beaver? If people remember that show from the late 60s, this not Leave It to Beaver. Everybody dads don't look that way, and that was a great dad. That was a great show. We get it, but everybody not the same way. Everybody interact and move with their kids different. But that don't mean that they pumping negative messages or saying anything to their children to make them divert into negative avenues. That does not mean that. I do not think that man should be called a bad dad. I think both of them never had $200 million before, so hey, folks, let's get a little huddle. Let's tighten our mindsets up. We got to realize these people gave us a lot of money. Every inch, every step we do is a reflection of everything we've ever did. What does that mean? The empire is holding itself up. The foundations is only as strong as what? The people still there way after the foundation was built. So you got to adjust. You can't just rely on what was already been done. And I will tell them that you definitely got to sharpen your game up, got to tighten your collar up. Got to bring your ears in a little. Yeah, but that's every man go through that. Ain't nobody get mad when Brett Favre was going through medicine cabinets and taking everybody pills in Green Bay, and he had the money. He should have been buying them from the biker gangs. The Hells Angels would have got them pills. Straight pills, the Lambeau Field. The Lambeau Field pills. They would have got them pills, the Lambeau, for Brett Favre. Trust me. Back then, come on. High risk, high reward. What we doing? What we talking about? I'm in a Jordan hoodie just rocking out. This probably gonna be a 15-minute video today because I'm just feeling good. But everybody go through their transgression. And then Brett Favre stole after. Look what happened after his career. He getting caught in Mississippi cookie jars, taking funds from people who really needed the welfare system and all that down there. Faking like he running volleyball organizations. Come on, man. Then he gonna put out he's sick so he can get some sentiments so the judge can give him leniency. We ain't even heard about the case. Ain't no accountability, man. The rich get richer, man. The sick get sicker. But back to what I'm saying. Yes, them boys need to adjust their mindset. Yes, John Morant, you got to clean up your crew. I really blame your friends, not even your father. I blame your crew, your steppers, the guys around you. They supposed to be making sure everything to a T is sharp. Anybody who around you not even supposed to be letting no poles in your hand, not no cameras. That's not supposed to be no camera cutting on. Best believe if I made it to the NBA and I had my family and my intimate level, ain't no camera getting cut on while I got firearms. I wouldn't have firearms in my hand ever. But I know for sure, the people I'm having around me would never let that on camera. There's no way. So I really blame his squad for not running the. He got to run a tight ship, but his squad got to make sure they adhere to the message and to the vision of the boss. John Morant is the boss. He's the leader. So I think he need to clean up the unison in his own, team on a personal level. Like LeBron got unison on his team. If y'all don't remember, Kevin Durant had an experience with his team and they made a mistake in LA. And I ain't gonna say exactly what that mistake was, but that mistake caused exposure. And after that, he relieved his whole team steam. KD like, yo, y'all gotta get out of here. I go back to DC with Shot Glizzy and them. Y'all tripping. Shout out Glizzy gang, real talk. Shout out Trey 7. You know what I mean? I was in Glen Birdie out, in the county back in the days, first grade with my Uncle Maceo. It was snowing every day. 1998, that winter, 1999 winter was one of the craziest winters in Maryland history. Look it up. The snowfall was outrageous. I'm talking about day after day, blizzard world. I'm like, damn. Is it for real? Remember at the time, I was still living in Virginia. I had moved down to Texas with my grandma for a little bit. Then I shot up to Maryland. I'm up here with Ray Lewis and the Baltimore Ravens. We getting it in. Then one day I come home from school. Something happened on a race shoot. That's going to be a whole nother story. My mom almost got on the dance floor, but she pregnant. Like, it got really real. Like, we can go on for days with this, but let me not get sidetracked. Let me just shout out to the boys and say, yes, they need to clean their act up, but nah, man, they great. That's a great family. That's a successful black family that needs to make some adjustments. But I'm for sure going to support my people and embrace my people and always let it know that we made it a long way. It's a great thing to be black and have money and be able to take care of your family. So we got to focus in a little more. And sometimes, I ain't going to lie, you got to do a little extra leg work. You got to go an extra way into making sure the perception is right. Even me, myself, I'm having to learn that perception is everything. Reality is only based on what people see. It's not even based on what you do, which is kind of a different transition from what it was 25 years ago when I was a child. My father always relayed that actions speak louder than words, but I don't even think that saying is true anymore. Capping speak louder than words. Cap. It's good. It's the capping era. Cap it away. I should have been capitalizing. Capital Records. Capital One Bowl. What a Capital One Bowl at? They took the Capital One Bowl away. Real talk, man. I'm from the bowl era. Fiesta Bowl, Tortillas Bowl. We bowling. You see the Kobe's back there over my shoulder, man. Knock it off. Got 4 pairs of those, man. RP24, man. RP8 ball, man. Damn, man. The Mamba was... We'll never get nothing like the Mamba again. And the Mamba ran a tight seat. John Morant need to talk to Kobe. That's who I would put you on the phone with. Like, yo, you got to talk to Kobe. You got to get a whole nother mindset of how you got to be the top dog, how astute you gotta be, how attention to detail you gotta be. Your image gotta be super clean. You gotta be Mr. Clean when you the top dog. So that's what I would say to John Morant and T. Morant. Like, listen, you guys made it to you damn near beat the Game Boy. Y'all the top dogs. Y'all the top of the alpha. Y'all the top of the totem pole. So unfortunately, when you at the top of the totem pole, things have to go a little different, and you got to triple cross your I's and dot your T's. And take a look at a LeBron book. He dealt with it on possession by possession. Best player of all time, arguably top 3 of all time in my opinion. Besides 2-3, the 2-2-3, the assassin. But we ain't gonna talk about rifle bullets. We know what them do. We can't even break up Jordan name. That's like ancient artifacts. You gotta just keep locked away. Like, that's like one of the tombs of the mummies. When you open it, a whole nother, they got the booby trap. Some of them mummies, some of them pharaohs, they got booby traps and all types of stuff set up when them archaeologists found them. It went bad for a couple of them archaeologist teams when they touched the wrong people. Because them people wanted their honor and respect, even in the afterlife. Don't touch me, don't bother me, don't talk to me, leave my shit alone. So, you know what I mean? You gotta, yeah, we gonna talk about the Egyptians in the period. We gonna touch on everything, but it's always gonna be basketball related, NBA related. It could be social. Everything gonna tie back in. The game and life is the game of anything. A game is a game. And it's all games played at one time. It's a multi-level universe. It's a galaxy. It might be somebody in another galaxy trying to get fly like me, trying to drive by just like me. I just don't know him. He probably speaking like the Star Wars guys. But listen, he rocking, vlogging. He got subscribers. He telling people to this. Let's wait. But nah, man, he ain't no bad dad. Mike Beasley, I smack the shit out you, boy. Stop acting like that, man. Watch your mouth. You would be further along if you was around a team Morant. Even if you and your dad made improvements, nigga, that would have helped you. That's real talk. So, not to get sidetracked, but Mike Beasley, come on now. You got to be mindful when you say certain things. And even what you say, yeah, I do agree. Nah, because you just jumped out the window. Do you know them boys? Have you ever spoke to them? Did you do some research? Did you ask the neighborhood how he carried himself? What about his customers at the barbershop? Like, I don't really like the way you jumped out there. And you really one of them boys. I looked up to you in high school. You was really dominant. And when you went to Kansas State, you was like an alien. Like, it was like something, you was in the purple, going for 40 against Kansas, scoring every possession. It was like AAU. And I'm like, how does he turn that to AAU? How you turn Mario Chalmers, Julian Wright, Darryl Jackson, a squad? Kansas had a star squad, loaded, fully. He turned them into an AAU scene, for real. Yeah, so, I feel like the end, I'll be in my rhythm, I'll be in my bag. That's when I really start talking my talkie, walking my walkie. I ain't jogging no joggy, though. In the 3-row, man, humbly, man. Good leather on it, man. Keep this roof open just to make sure everything, you know what I mean? Make sure everything, baby boy. I'm in the baby blue. I'm trying to take positive. I ain't make no money this week like I wanted to, but, some weeks we still gotta look good. Even when it don't all go in our favor, it might be a week ain't nothing going in our favor. We still gonna smile and, style around, wild around. So I'm in California right now. I love California. I love LA. This the LA vibes, positive vibes. RP Tupac. Y'all already know what it is. You feel me? Free Keith Applin. Michigan State all-time Big Ten player, NCAA tournament. Like, we can go on a vlog for him too. I got a couple stories with the homie Keith Applin. Yeah, we got all that. We got Big Ten stories, NBA analysis. It's just a basketball channel. I might change just the basketball planet. I keep saying that. I might really create that. Like, yo, this basketball planet. Get in with it or get lost. You heard? Yeah, but everything's still coming off the Game of Life. This the Game of Thrones. I ain't got no phone. I'm in the zone. Gone.